What began as an experiment to bring my 11-year-old daughter into my business has evolved into Our Young Creators, a podcast, a training center, and a movement dedicated to equipping kids with real-world marketable skills so that they can fund their own brighter futures. We're here to inspire you to turn consumption time on devices into creation time and use technology as a tool to bond and not bicker with your kids. Join us each week as we share the inner workings of our partnership and bring you stories from guests of all ages and from all walks of life on our quest to nurture and to celebrate our young creators. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope you are having an amazing, amazing day. If we haven't already met, my name is Young Pratt, and for the past 17 years, I have been a performing arts school owner, and I've since then turned into the chief dreamer, author, and podcaster right here at Our Young Creators. At OYC, we are committed to equipping kids with real-world skills that are marketable and hireable so that they can learn to create their own brighter futures, serve others in the process, and fund all of those amazing adventures they dream up. One of the conversations we have so often with parents at our academy and with everyone that I connect with online in our courses is the question about how do I get my kids off their devices? And today we're continuing this discussion about how to raise creators and simple things you can do and implement so that you inspire your kids to become their own creators. Today, we're talking about shifting the paradigm. And the paradigm we're shifting is from being consumers all the time on our devices and shifting that so that we, as parents and business owners, learn to be creators and also help our kids to learn to do the same. Let's face it. We all spend so much time looking at our devices throughout the day, and no one's really taught us about the dangers of overconsumption on these devices. And as more research is developing around this topic, it's being discovered that being addicted to our phone is a real thing, or being addicted to devices. Heading over to that favorite social platform and knowing that someone has liked or hearted or commented changes our brain chemistry, and so we keep going back for more. Just like any other addiction, we're feeding it every time we go here. If, though, we can put our phones down and take a step back and think about what we are creating, not only for ourselves, but what we're modeling for our kids and what we're helping them to create in their lives. At OYC, we help families really turn time on devices into creation time versus always being consumers. And I know as a parent of a teen and tween daughter that sometimes the idea of getting our kids to spend less time on these devices leads to some bickering. And we are here to help you overcome that as well by giving you tools that you can use and implement so that you're learning to create side by side with your kids and not always being that consumer. My challenge for you today is to set aside a block of time. It could be an hour or 2 hours where you put your phone on airplane mode. You'll leave it in the other room, but it is not close to you so that you're not tempted to head to social media to look at something really quickly. Because I know for me, if I go look for something really quickly, it's so easy to get distracted and start consuming other people's contents, looking at their Instagram stories, looking at their pictures, and before I know it, sometimes hours have elapsed and nothing has been done, and I have forgotten completely why I went to that platform in the first place. The thing that helps me the most is being able to set aside blocks of time where I work on creating things, doing things that are going to move the needle forward in my business or help my kids do the same. During these times, I usually have a timer out, not usually on my device, but usually on my computer or my laptop, and there's a countdown timer because when I have a limited window of time, I have found that I can be much more productive because there's a deadline. Yes, it is a self-imposed deadline, but a deadline nonetheless, and it helps me to get work done more efficiently. And as we're raising our kids and giving them tools to start creating things like podcasts or videos or websites, we need to be conscientious about how much time they're spending in creation mode doing those things for their own businesses or helping others in their businesses versus the time we're letting them be consuming things like television shows, a Netflix show, anything like that. We still need to set up some parameters to make sure that we ourselves aren't overindulging in these things and being consumers for whole days and not moving forward to that next goal. We also need to model that for our kids because, let me tell you, I have these rules established. For instance, when we're sitting down to enjoy a show all together, the rule is you can't be looking at your phone at the same time. The phone either has to be completely off or on Do Not Disturb or in another room completely so that we can most enjoy our time together. We can really get the most with this bonding we're doing together and just enjoy one another's company as we're sitting snuggled up together. If, though, I bring my phone into my room or I break my own rule and start scrolling through my news feed, watching Instagram stories, doing anything like that, my kids will then say, "Mom, phone or TV?" That's a really great thing for them to say because it brings me back to the present and it makes me be really, really cognizant of how I'm interacting with my kids when they are at home. Because my kids are 11 and 14, they are gone for the majority of the day at school. So when they are home, you better believe that I want to spend some time with them or at least next to them as we are watching a show and doing something together. My challenge for you today is to really take some time and either put your phone on silent or do not disturb mode or leave it in the other room and create at least one block of time on your schedule, even for 25 or 30 minutes, where you can be uninterrupted. it takes us so much time to get back on track after every interruption that a simple task that would normally take you 30 minutes all of a sudden takes you 3 or 4 hours. And I'm all about being the most productive I can. I know that I have a certain number of minutes and hours each day to be productive, and I definitely want to make the best use of that. If our kids start seeing us intentionally put our devices aside and then pull them out and use them intentionally to create awesome things like podcasts, that's really going to serve them well in the long run as they're growing up and making their own choices about how they can be most intentional with the use of their technology. Okay, my friends, let's shift this paradigm and turn more parts of our day into creation time and creation time with our kids versus always being those consumers. I can't wait to hear all about your experiences. Tag me over on Instagram at young.pratt and let me know how this little experiment worked for you. I look forward to reading about your experiences, and I will catch you, my friends, right back here next week. Cheers.